All right, guys. Good morning. Good morning. I'm here today. We got bank earnings already out. A lot of these have dropped. We got Bitcoin sitting at 119s again. The Nasdaq have we broken all-time highs? What was the previous all-time highs here? I think we have. Let me make sure. Hold on. I think we're over all-time highs today. No? Are we over all-time highs? I think we are. Right? We broke it early this morning at like 1 o'clock. The previous all-time high was somewhere around here. Let me check the Nasdaq here. But kind of crazy, honestly. Nasdaq's up big. 23,266. I'll have to draw some levels around these points, but if I take a look at the NQ, yeah, I mean 23,309 I believe is the new all-time high in the Nasdaq. Yeah, 23,309.50 is the new all-time high. So right here, new all-time high in the Nasdaq. We'll have to draw some other levels, but yeah, SPY broke all-time highs again. 628.40s on the SPY, over all-time highs. Yeah. Let me know if you can hear the music. Music should be good. What's up, Pets, Ray, K, ST, Pawn, Kyle, Joe, Trey, Keegan? Good morning. I forgot to, I scheduled my stream, but I scheduled my stream, but I forgot to put it listed. For some reason it was unlisted. The volume should be pretty good. Let me get this retail sales data out the way. We don't really have anything like that. Oh man, it's cutting half the screen off. I did an update on my PC yesterday. That's probably what it was. But it's Friday. We got Michigan consumer sentiment data. We got building permit and housing start data at 8:30 as well coming. So we'll see what that looks like. But yeah, Nasdaq, everything breaking all-time highs. More cowbell. Yeah. What's up, Mike? Let's do a poll. Yeah, SPY at all-time highs. Nvidia. Looks like it broke all-time highs this morning at the open at 174s as well. So it looks good. Well, I didn't get enough sleep last night, man. What's up, Brian? Backflip graph. What's up, guys? All right. What's a good poll for today? Does the FOMC cut rates in September? Yes or no? Go to the poll. Let me know how you feel. All right, let's draw some levels here. We got some levels. But before that, let's take a look at all the big news today. So S&P, NASDAQ, Dow reflecting optimism from retail sales data, earnings. We did have some earnings that released this morning. 3M, positive Q2 earnings, raised guidance. Stock is up 3% plus. Schwab just released earnings today. Schwab just released at 108 versus 109 expected. Revenue of 5.85 versus 5.72 expected. Barclays maintains their 72 BBL and 70 BBL Brent forecast for 26 and 25 respectively. I might have had that backwards. Amex posted earnings. They posted 408 versus 391 expected. Revenue of 17.9 billion. SLB posted 74 cents versus 73 cents. Revenue of 8.55 versus 8.49. Slightly better than expected. The president also early this morning posted a critical message for the Fed. He said, the Fed are choking out the housing market with their high rate, making it difficult for people, especially the young, to buy a house. He said the USA is rocking. There's very low inflation, and we deserve to be at 1%, saving $1 trillion a year on interest. I can tell you how dumb too late is. So bad for our country, end quote. Do you agree with him? I don't really side with anybody on these, but interesting nonetheless. What's up, Beach? All right, looking at our poll, 65% say yes, 35% say no. I'm definitely gonna need coffee today. But yeah, let's draw some levels. But again, before that, we got Netflix up Q2, 46% plus revenue, 16% revenue growth. Boosted annual guidance, shares are off 1.5 to 1.8% pre-market. Norfolk Southern is up 4.5% on talks of acquisition interest from Union Pacific. IB posted earnings Q2 EPS beats. Shares are up over 5% this morning. If you take a look at IB here. Again, the SPY, NASDAQ, NVIDIA have broken all-time highs today. Here's IB, up to almost $63, hit almost $65 earlier. Lucid Group up 1.6% on self-driving partnerships. 3M, good earnings. Tesla slightly up after robotaxi service updates. And here's Tesla up slightly, 321 almost. Talon Energy up 16% on data center acquisition. Amex, Charles Schwab, both posted earnings. Charles Schwab, slight miss on EPS, slight beat on revenue. Again, yesterday we had retail sales and jobless claims. Both beat expectations, signaling some consumer and labor strength. Manufacturing showed unexpected strength in June as well, adding to the positive tone. And then today we got the University of Michigan inflation expectations and consumer sentiment. So we got that big thing today that we're going to be watching as well. All right, so these are the levels I have on my chart right here around the all-time highs on the NASDAQ. Look at Tesla pop. Again, SPY broke all-time highs today, 629.80. Yeah, 629.80, the new all-time high in the SPY. You can see on the bottom right. Yeah, most companies are beating EPS and guidance this earnings season. So most stuff's beating EPS, beating guidance that I see. Oh, coffee tastes good, guys. Good morning, good morning. All right, we got building permit housing start data at 8:30. We got University of Michigan consumer sentiment and inflation data as well today at 10. But before that, we got housing starts, building permits. Yeah, so housing starts expected at 1.29 million, building permits expected at 1.39. Both of these drop in about 45 minutes. And again, then at 10 a.m. we got Michigan data. Consumer sentiment expected at 61.4. Inflation expectations last time showed 5% for 1 year, 4% for 5 year. Yesterday, did we have the Atlanta Fed GDP data show up? We did. It showed up at 2.4%, slightly weaker than expected for Q2, but still pretty positive. Atlanta Fed's almost always wrong, though, for their inflation expectations and data, I think. Yeah, y'all hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. We appreciate it. Gotta check to see what else is going on. All right, so SEC Chair Atkins says stablecoins are in the realm of bank regulators. Schwab. Whew. Again, Schwab posted adjusted EPS 114 versus 109, revenue of 5.85 versus 5.66. President said lower rate too late. Oh, dude, I gotta drink some more coffee. I didn't get enough sleep. Had a hard time falling asleep. Microsoft was raised by Deutsche Bank. They raised the price target at Microsoft to 550 from 500. If you take a look at Microsoft this morning, it's up pretty big with everything else. All-time highs on Microsoft, though, are at 513s. Or let me make sure this is all-time highs. Yeah, 513.37. So Microsoft broke all-time highs this morning as well. A lot of tech stocks did. NASDAQ starting to push up. We will short this if we get some opportunity here, but we got to wait for it, I think. This is right at the 200 exponential. We also had the Pioneer founder, Sheffield, say he no longer wants to join Exxon board after the FTC ruling according to Bloomberg. We have the University of Michigan data today. Again, do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We appreciate it. BlackRock is trending. All right, so the president plans to sign an executive order that allows 401k retirement plans to invest in crypto. Any other breaking news? The EU Budget Commissioner Serafin says some countries say budget is not ambitious enough. I kind of want to short the NASDAQ right here at the 200 exponential. Should I? I usually get 7. Last night I got about 5. I don't think the NASDAQ is looking too short, but it's possible. Yeah, I mean, I'm not confident enough in it to actually do it, you know. Like, I'm not actually confident in shorting right now. The only thing I'm looking at is like a short-term short, if that makes sense. So I would look like here. This is like the range I would be interested in shorting, because we got the 200 EMA that might reject it, and I'd look for maybe like this. But that's it. And then after that, it might do whatever. I don't know. But that's kind of what I'm looking at. We did have some news for Meta that recently released. Meta's Chief Global Affairs Officer Kaplan says Meta won't be signing the European Commission's Code of Practice for General Purpose AI Models in a LinkedIn post. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, we're right at the 200 EMA. Nothing but bangers. You talking about my songs? I don't know about this one. This one's a little calm, but that's alright. It's Inverse Friday. Yeah. So I figured it out. The top fans are all per stream. So every stream you get a top fan. What's up, Rusty? I know you were the top fan yesterday, Rusty, but now today you're not even ranked, I think. Yeah, well, actually you're number 29, so I appreciate you, bro. But yeah. Ugh. I want them to cut rates, but will they really? Or will, I don't know. Hey, what's up, Andrew? Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. What's up, BT? Yeah, I don't know when they're going to cut rates. This song's got violin in it. Yeah, today we got building permit housing start date at 8:30. We're going to stream it like we always do, you know. The problem is, like, I see on social media, like, there's some people pumping up WKSP, and it's kind of ridiculous. They're using AI videos to pump this thing up. WKSP, is this the right stock? Because this looks bad. This was at 1330s back in November last year. It's at $4 now. Why? And they're using AI to try to pump this up. Yeah, it's the same stock. Yeah, I mean, and then they're sending in a bunch of bot views, unfortunately. Shame on you for doing this. Where's that Louisiana music? Quantum stocks are going to turn bear, but crazy up. Let me see. Where's QBTS? Yeah, I mean, a lot of these are up big. Like, look. Look at QBTS. Rigetti. What's more? Core Weave. What is it? I always forget the Core Weave symbol. It's like something like that. Yeah, CRWV is what it is. Although it's not really. That's a good chart. Look at that chart for Core Weave, though. IONQ, yeah. Are we bullish, bearish, or sideways in the NQ today? I mean, considering we broke all-time highs, I think we're at least a little bullish. I mean, we have Michigan inflation, or we got Michigan consumer sentiment and inflation expectations today at 10 a.m. in 2 hours. Outside of that, it's not really, you know. All right, so we just dipped under the 200 exponential a little bit. I might short this. No, let's try. We'll play with it enough. Let me make sure I'm in the right account. I don't know which account this is, but that's okay. I think we're in the same account. No, don't fall down before I can short it. Oh, man, I wanted to short it, but didn't quite get it. Should have jumped in way earlier. I mean, we caught it, but not enough here. I wanted more, of course. We're trying to cut it break even now if it pushes up that much. I'm hoping my level holds its resistance. All right. I don't like sitting in this for very long. We're too close to all-time highs. So, like, we're in it, but I don't like it sitting in this very long. We're gonna liquidate half. I'm just gonna cut it down here. Small, but that's all right. I should have gotten in up here at like 68. Instead I got down here at like 65, so we'll just take the profit. QBTS looks like it's about to try and break out. Yeah, maybe. It's possible for sure. All right, we got 30 seconds until the 8 a.m. scrum. Let's see if this moves markets. I mean, we got some stuff here. Let me see. So we have, again, we got the Atlanta Fed GDP data show up at 2.4% yesterday. They expected 2.6. That last time they showed up at 2.6 for quarter two. We also have an updated quarter two today. But outside of this, I mean, we don't really have any Fed speeches. We do have housing starts and building permits at 8:30. We got consumer sentiment, prelim consumer sentiment data, and inflation expectation data going live at 10 a.m. by the University of Michigan as well. Yeah, Fridays are usually a little bit slower. right, guys, Tesla at 321.30s. When does the FOMC cut rates? I think it's September, personally. If we take a look at the odds for things as well as like bond yields, we can take a look at those as well. Bond yields at 4.24 or 4.42%. Here's 10-year. They're 4.42%. Kind of stagnant, but down a little bit over the last day or so, which is good, showing a lower interest rate sentiment. If we take a look at this, still, this went up a little bit after yesterday. We're at 4.7% likelihood of a rate cut in July. In September, it's looking almost 60% likelihood of a 25 cut in September, and then a 2.7% likelihood of a 50 basis point cut by September. Yeah, I mean, sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. It depends on how over or under expectations both the sentiment and the inflation expectations are, right? Like, those will move things. All right, so the U.S. Treasury Secretary Bessent says regarding Japan, says a good deal is better than a rushed one. Deal remains within the realm of possibility. Yeah, we got housing starts data, 8:30. We'll see what it looks like. But yeah, he said the trade deal remains in the realm of possibility. A trade deal remains in the realm. All right, so we did reject this 200 exponential level down to this level here. We're looking at 250s. We'll see if it holds. I can put a timer up. I mean, we got, what, 25 minutes left before housing starts? Yeah. Gold? Let's take a look. I wouldn't say gold is skyrocketing. It's not really moving much. It's up a little bit, but I wouldn't say this is a skyrocket type of move. But hey, what do I know? Here's the timer. He needs to raise rates to keep us out of state inflation, though. I'm old and want my money now. I mean, I don't think we should raise rates either, personally. I think we should keep it somewhere in the middle. All right, so the Fed Waller says headline numbers for the labor market are okay, but private sector isn't doing as well as people think. So again, yeah, Netflix beat yesterday for the most part if we take a look. Coming down a little bit this morning. Netflix is already at 1240s though, so I mean, I think Netflix is already like up a lot. Netflix honestly reacted negatively to this, but they beat EPS, beat revenue, I'm pretty sure. John, when's the next time you're on Top Step TV? I was gonna go on, but I was on vacation the last, I've been on vacation a lot. I'm finally home. I'm ready to stay home, you know, but I don't know when. I'll let you guys know. Yeah, I was just in Michigan. My mic wasn't very good there. I should have made that short down in this 250 level. But yeah, Netflix is down a little bit in pre. SPY broke all-time highs. Yeah, I mean, I enjoy like going to see the world and stuff, but by the time a week and a half happens, I'm ready to go home. I mean, I'm not telling you to short gold. I'm not usually one that likes shorting gold. You know? Yeah, that's cool, Rusty. Alright, so we bounced up a little bit here. Yeah, I'm not going to be shorting gold personally, just because, yeah, I just don't feel like shorting gold. Yeah, definitely top 3 vacay streamers of all time, but I'm glad to be home. John, have a good day. I started position in Pepsi a few weeks ago. Where's Pepsi at? Pepsi's doing good. Over the last, week or two. Gapped up big on earnings. Probably, I mean, yeah, Pepsi's on a big dip too. It's almost at $200. It's been dipping since 2023. Yeah, so Fed Waller declines to say whether he's dissent at July meeting. He said, I never want to commit to an action before a Fed meeting. President's saying some stuff still. Waller said it wouldn't take much to tip the labor market. He said the private sector is not doing as good as people think. He said headline labor market numbers are just quote unquote okay. I think it's going to try to test that bullish order block. I feel Netflix valuation is high, and all we're waiting for the results and now more profit bookings. Yeah, but I think they're getting into live sports, and I think that's a big thing. And I think they're going to continue to produce more and more live sports content. And I think when sports companies make deals with streaming providers, a lot of them are going to go to Netflix first, just based off of the size and scope of Netflix, right? I think a lot of them are going to go to Netflix first. I think it's going to be incredibly profitable for Netflix in terms of adding subscribers, as well as making deals with sports providers. And so I think, I think this live sports is very good for Netflix. And I've been saying this for a long time. I've been saying this since the beginning of this year, probably longer than that this live sports thing is going to boost Netflix. And yeah, Netflix has gone up a lot. It's almost at $1,300 a share now. I think they'll split sometime in the next year, probably. All right, guys, so what's up, Ninth? Pew, Kelly, Nathan. Yeah, I've heard of him, I think, Nathan. I'm liking the NASDAQ now due to great economics data. Hopefully next week it's good again. Yeah, I mean, retail sales were good. Jobless claims were good. Next week, we don't really have anything, though. So next week, Tuesday, we got Powell at a banking conference early in the morning for opening remarks, which is good. We got something at least at 8:30 for, you know. Wednesday, we got existing home sales. Thursday, we got jobless claims, services and manufacturing, PMI data. Then Friday, we got durable goods. So we got some stuff going on next week. It's not nothing. It's just not a lot. And then I think the week after that, that's when we start to get more economic data. I think the week after that, we get the Fed meeting and more. So like next week's kind of slow. And then the week of the 28th, we get the Fed meeting. Let me see what else we got. We got the Fed meeting. We got JOLTS, Case-Shiller House Price Index. We got non-farm employment, Bank of Canada decision, Fed rate decision. And then Thursday, we got PCE data. And Friday, we got unemployment, non-farm payroll. So we got everything packed to the last week of this month. So essentially, like, next week's kind of slow. The week after, it's one of the busiest weeks I've seen in a long time. We got payroll data, PCE data, I think. But see, if we had PCE data, it would be GDP and then PCE for Friday. Let me see if we have GDP data. But yeah, it is PCE. It's core PCE on a Thursday? Weird. It's the last day of the month. This month's been strange. We've had 2 slow weeks followed by 2 incredibly busy weeks with all kind of stuff going on. Yeah, now GDP's dropping on Wednesday instead of Thursday. Usually it's Thursday GDP, Friday PCE. Yeah, we just got a bunch of stuff. Yeah, then next week we got a whole bunch of earnings too. Yeah, we're kind of slow right now as well. Yeah, we do have housing start data going live in 15 minutes or so. Yeah, so looking at earnings. Mostly beats here if we take a look at this. This is earningswhispers.com. But like, look at all the beats, man. This is not just one. This is a lot of different ones. Hey, let me. Almost all beats. Again. Look at that. For earnings this morning. So almost all beats. We got Comerica and more. All right, look at the range here. Tesla's still pushing up. Nvidia close to all-time highs. New all-time highs just over 174. Fed's Waller says constant sequence of tariffs could cause a rolling impact. He said some of the cost of tariffs would be passed along to consumers, but not in a way that causes bad inflation. I want to look at 3 and 6 month inflation for tariffs. Like any tax, tariffs will be shared by different groups. Tariffs are a tax. It's probably not critical if the Fed waits 6 weeks or more to cut, but also no reason to hold off as well. Yes, so we do have on the 23rd a speech by the president on AI. That's correct. Yeah, Monday we got Verizon, Domino's, Cleveland Cliffs in the morning. Nothing really in the evening that's big. NXP Semiconductor is probably the biggest one. It's a penny stock. Coca-Cola, Lockheed Martin, Tuesday morning. RTX, Tuesday evening, nothing really again. Wednesday next week, July 23rd, we got Tesla, Google, IBM, Chipotle, and more. So that's the big ones next week is Wednesday after the bell. Thursday, we got airlines, Dow, Nokia, Southwest, NASDAQ. After the bell, we got Intel. And that's basically it. Friday, we got some other stuff. But, yeah. Let's look this up. Alright, so the president is set to speak. Bro, honestly, why do all the big news sites try to make me pay now? Just to look at news. Alright, so the president is reportedly planning a speech on the 23rd on America's AI intelligence plans. Right? Let me see if I can look up the time. Anybody know the time? I can't find it, I think. I don't think they probably specified it yet. Yeah. It takes place on an event titled Winning the AI Race on July 23rd, organized by the All-In Podcast and White House AI czar David Sachs. It's expected to coincide with the release of the AI Action Plan, which has been described as AI Action Day. It's due by July 23rd, and that same day is expected to feature a Winning the AI Race address. As of now, no scheduled listing has been released. Time will be fluid and announced closer to the event, is what AI says. All right, we're at 68. We're down somewhere at 59 now. Yeah, I mean, I'm not very political, but at least it gives me something to cover, you know? At the very least, it gives me something to talk about, you know? Especially next week, a little slow. Fed's Waller says not seeing longer-term inflation expectations go up. China's market regulator summoned L.me and JD.com over food delivery competition, according to CCTV. Again, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We got over 100 likes. Hit the subscribe button now. We appreciate it. Thanks so much. We're still kind of sideways, though, in the markets. We're not really moving that much. I'm running on basically no freaking sleep, dude. I'm trying to wake up for you guys. I'm sorry. It's up to me. DJT Catalyst being released on earnings day of buying call options. Yeah, I mean. Alright, building permit housing start date in about 8 minutes. Tesla's pushing up. Nvidia broke all-time highs. SPY broke all-time highs this morning. NASDAQ broke all-time highs. We got some levels that we're watching. I'm still kind of watching Waller speak. Waller said so far the president has not been in touch. If the president asked me to do the Fed chair job, I'd say yes. Without credibility, inflation expectations will spike. I'm not seeing longer-term inflation expectations go up. I feel like that's Waller's way of saying, hey, pick me for the Fed chairman. But I don't think it's going to be Waller necessarily, personally. Who do you guys think the whole point is the next Fed chair? I don't think it's Waller, personally, but you never know, I guess. Could be. Is AMC trending? Where's AMC at? AMC's up a little bit yesterday, but up for AMC is like 30 cents a share. It used to move so much more, so much larger percentages. Bassett. Alright guys, we got it. 7 minutes. NASDAQ's very slight, very slow. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen though, Raven. I think he's going to let Powell finish his job. It ends May 26. I think he's just going to let him finish. Cardi B. Nah, he wouldn't do Elon either. I don't think they'll ever work together again based off of all the stuff that happened. I don't think either of them is going to work again. Work with the other one again, I mean. I think both of them are going to stay away, most likely. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what Bitcoin needs to do. I think Bitcoin could do either one, to be honest. I think it could run up, break all-time highs again, and keep running. I think it could dip down to the 110s and consolidate and then make a run later. I think either of them is possible. You know. I ain't chasing all-time highs. Wonder how Elon's new. Yeah, ETH is on a crazy run. I know, I see the ETH run lately. ETH's still got to break all-time highs, though. Still a ways away. What's up, Chef? Fridays are short. Yeah, I typically like shorting on Fridays more than I normally do. Hey, my guy, Andreas, thanks so much. He said, just want to say thank you for being consistent and being here every morning. Most mornings I can only listen until about 9 a.m., but you're my go-to morning listen. Hey, thanks so much, Andreas. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you, sir. Shout out to you, man. Everybody, thank Andreas for the support. Appreciate the love. Thanks so much, man. Anyways, Tesla at 321s. Let's see what happens. Nvidia at 173s. I don't know if he was pushing for rate cuts this month. I read most of the Waller comments. The VIP said Fed Governor Waller was on Bloomberg pushing for rate cuts this month. Maybe earlier this month he might have been, but definitely not today. He was speaking today. He wasn't as pushy for rate cuts today. I think basically what he said today, if I can, you know, if I could summarize it, he basically said what I've been saying, which is that you could probably justify a cut right now, but waiting's not really going to hurt too much if we wait until September. You know, it's 6 weeks. That's essentially what he said. And it'll give us a better time to look at inflation, but he doesn't think inflation is elevated, is essentially what he said this morning. Next week is a dip. Maybe we get a dip next week. We don't really have the data. We got Powell's doing opening remarks on Tuesday. We got some small economic reports at 8:30 in the morning next week, but nothing major. And I think Wednesday we got Tesla and Google, right? And then the next week's the big week, though. He shed light on weak private payrolls in the beige book, showing all Fed regions have weakening in employment. Yeah, maybe. He kind of put his option out there for Fed chairman, saying, hey, I'd accept it. Listen, guys, if they decide to make John at beginner trading the next Fed chairman, I'd accept it, you know. I'd humble myself to take that job, you know what I mean? All right, guys, we got 3 minutes. I would accept the Fed chairman. I'd probably accept the chairman job for free. I mean, they're never going to pick me, of course. This is all sarcasm. But I'd accept it without getting paid. Because I could essentially do public speeches for the rest of my life and not have to worry about anything else. Not that I would really want to. I'm a huge wimp when it comes to public speeches. I was the type of kid that speed read his report in front of the class. Like, you couldn't hear what I was saying because I would speak so quickly. Top 3 readers in the world, though. But, yeah. Point is, I would take the job for free. All right, guys. Housing start data. Less than 2 minutes. We got University of Michigan data later on, about an hour and a half, too. Let's see what we get for housing starts. Alright, guys, we got a minute. I'd be like Oprah with rate cuts, guys, if I was the Fed chairman. You get a rate cut. You get a rate cut, you know? I'd be like Oprah. Come on now. Vote for me, you know? Fed chairman. We got 50 seconds left. No, it's probably not going to move things. This timer's really early. So again, we got about 30 seconds right now. Hit the live button next to the play button. Put it in 2x speed. They are expected for housing starts today at 1.29 million. Building permits expected at 1.39 million. 20 seconds though. 20 seconds. Again, put it in 2x speed. Hit the live button next to the play button. You'll catch up. About 10 seconds now. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and here's the report. All right, housing starts, chat, showed up at 1.321 million, higher than expected housing starts, 1.32 million. Building permits showed stronger than expected at 1.397 versus 1.39 expected. So higher than expected for both housing starts and building permits. Housing starts showed up at 1.32 versus 1.29 million. We'll put all this data up on screen for you guys. Hey, thank you for the dono, Rusty. Ban all video games before 9 a.m. Maybe. Housing starts 1.32 versus 1.3 expected, roughly. So better than expected. There's the housing start data. Building permit data, 1.397. All the data is in chat right now. Check it out. Yeah, this is looking pretty good. But again, this is housing. So, I mean, a lot of people would argue we need pullbacks in housing, not upward movements. But it's subjective, of course. Nasdaq's moving down on this. Maybe because of that dynamic. 99 cents. Hey, listen. Oh, yeah. You know. 99 cents. All right, guys. We're moving all the way back down to the bottom of this range. We're very flat right now. You can see how sideways the NASDAQ has moved. Didn't really react much on the upside to this report. Remember, we still got Michigan consumer sentiment and inflation expectations, guys. What's up, Chef? More supply means what? Is it normal for stocks to be up like 300% in 1 to 2 years? They're not up 300%, brother. I think the last 2 years they're up what, like 100 in 2 years? You know, which is a lot. Don't get me wrong. It averages 8 to 9% a year. You know, sometimes 10, 11%, but we're not up 300%, right? Maybe we are. I don't know. I haven't checked the percentage we're up in a while. NASDAQ's coming right back up. Okay, so no rate cut at 8 a.m., but what about 9:30 a.m.? What? Why would we cut rates today? We're not cutting rates today. The market would go crazy if we did, but that's not happening. We're just not cutting rates today. Doesn't make any sense for us to. We got a Fed meeting in 2 weeks. A little bit less than 2 weeks. NASDAQ's still moving kind of slow here. I kind of want to short it at this point. Let's try. I'm going to short it. We're going to take 3 contracts here. There we go. Pretty quick move in my direction here. Alright. You'll love to see it. We'll hold the rest, break even now. Yeah, there's the break even level. So we made a little money on the trade, but where's gold at? Amex CFO or CEO says spending on airline and lodging was softer than expected. Gold breaking highs of the day here. Interesting. Why is Netflix down after crushing earnings? Probably because Netflix is up so much in the last couple months. You can see what bond yields have done. Yeah, they're down a little bit over the last 24, 48 hours. This 10-year treasury yields, these follow interest rates. And I will say the interest rate sentiment over the last like 20 hours has gone up. Has gone. We have a lower interest rate sentiment now. It's Friday. We don't really have any evening earnings calls, MC. Not really. All right, guys. Gold up to 33.66. Let's see if that holds. ETH is making history. They're investigating one of the largest short squeezes in crypto. ETH has added 150 billion in market cap since July 1st, 18 days ago. Days after net short exposure hit record highs. I'll be right back, chat. I'll be right back. CNBC says BlackRock Bitcoin ETF was the best performing ETF of this week as well. Give me like 30 seconds. I'll be right back. NASDAQ coming back down. I still kind of want to short this though, but we'll see. Hold on 1 second. All right, I'm back. NASDAQ has popped all the way back up, so I guess it's good I got out of that short position. Now, I don't really spank my kids, you know. They're kind of past the age for it, both of them. I mean, I never really, you know, but they're too old for that. You know, you can leverage other things better. I could take away video games, and he's gonna dislike that much more than anything else. And so you can leverage that if you know, that's all parenting is. We're so choppy right now for Friday, though. We're not really moving at all. Yeah, but housing starts a little bit stronger than expected. Bro, the amount of marketing, like, dude, like, I swear, bro, I'm not even trying to like brag, but I get so many people saying, "Hey, let me sponsor your channel." Cryptomus, Ultima Markets, paid partnership, collab opportunity. We're working with brands, exciting collab opportunity. Get out of here, bro. No. Now, Aquafina, Doritos, I'm all ears, you know. All right, so the G20 finance minister, or finance meeting has agreed to a communication for the first time since October, according to Reuters. Hey, Ramsey, my guy, hello, my friend. It's a big pump, and today is a big pump and dump. Enjoy. Hey, thank you, brother. I appreciate the $5. I don't know if I necessarily agree with you. Do you guys agree with Ramsey here? If it was Ramsey Bolton, I would say yes. You know. But since you're just Ramsey, I mean, I gotta approach it with a degree of skepticism. Yeah, I know they're scams. I only started trading last year, so I don't know if it was a lack of knowledge or being scared to lose or both, but I think I missed out for sure. Yeah. Y'all agree today's a pump and dump? What do you mean, like a test of highs and then a dip? What do you mean by pump and dump, I guess? Like, do you think we're going to go up, break highs, and then fall all the way back down and come incorrect? Looks like a lot of people are agreeing with him. Yes, exactly. Okay. You wouldn't rock with Ramsey Bolton? He's determined. You know, he's ambitious. You know, yeah, he approaches things in the wrong way. No, I'm just joking. You know, yeah. We just watched Game of Thrones with my daughter. It was good. All right, so we did a poll with the FOMC cut rates in September. 63 say yes, 63%, 37% say no. Shh, don't spoil it. Kudo. Dogecoin? Where's Dogecoin at right now? What price? 24 cents? Honestly, that's not bad for Doge. 6 months is still red. Year to date still red. But 5-day chart green, monthly green. Sharks will be the one. So apparently Lil Wayne is going to be rapping in the BMF title around whoever wins between Holloway and Poirier this weekend at UFC 318. TJ Watt, 132 million. We didn't forget about the tariffs August 1st. Listen, I run a finance channel. We're covering that for sure. The problem is we got so much stuff before then. We got the Fed meeting. We got PCE data. We got GDP data coming out. We got Powell speaking on Tuesday next week. We have earnings. We just got a lot of stuff happening. Honestly, we got a bunch of stuff happening on the 30th when the Fed meeting date is. And so we got a whole bunch of stuff going on, to be honest. Yeah, the market's boring right now. Every time it hits the 200, I'm shorting and gaining profits. Yeah, I mean, right here, it's been tapping it all morning. That's why I tell people to watch the 200 exponential moving average, just because the market respects it to a certain extent, especially like big symbols like the NASDAQ 100 or the E-mini. Market just looks at it. Not every time. Nothing works every time, but it can work a lot as long as you're waiting for it. What are your predictions for the August 1st tariffs? Market reaction baked in. I think that you got a couple things that could happen. We could go in. It could be nothing, and we could go into August 1st without any deals made. And I think in that situation, the market's going to react negatively. Or I think for like a week leading up to the August 1st deadline, we could start to see trade deals rolling in, and that could cause optimism to happen. I think both of those things are possible. You know, obviously, I'm not on the inside, so I don't know what's going on or what they're going to do. But I think both of those things are possible. What do you guys think? Do you guys think we'll get some more deals done before August 1st? Or do you guys think we'll head into it bearish, fearful? You know, again, we also have the Fed meeting on July 30th, right before the end of the month, right before August 1st. So, you've got an eyebrow with 7 figures. What? How much does your other eyebrow have? Is your other eyebrow struggling, but then your other eyebrow has 7 figures in a crypto wallet somewhere or something? You know. In geopolitical, geoeconomic news, the president threatened to add more tariffs to any country. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I don't know why they deleted that comment, Lenny. We could have a recession soon. We have to just look at GDP data. You know, again, University of Michigan data comes out today. That might give us some information. We also have the Atlanta Fed GDP data coming out. It came out at 2.4% yesterday. So they still think quarter 2 is going to be 2.4%, which doesn't necessarily coincide with the recession. But anything could happen moving forward. Yeah, no, you're good. I got to just kind of mess with you a little bit on that comment, Rusty, of course. You can't say your eyebrow has 7 figures and then expect me not to say anything. You know, it's all love. I'm just messing with you, of course. But tariffs are starting to raise prices. It takes a while as they have inventory of old stuff. Yeah, for sure. I don't know. I think people pay attention to University of Michigan data. I don't know if it's super widely reacted to, but if it's super outside of expectations, I think it can move markets. But you never know. So maybe it doesn't. All right, guys, we're at 275. Yeah, just be careful, Rusty. Hey, thank you, Marie. Yeah, y'all check out Top Step. Great way to help support the channel. No PDT roll in futures. You can day trade the S&P, NASDAQ, Dow, Russell, gold, some currencies. I'm not an investment professional, though, but I think most day traders are going to lose money. And so if you deposit your own money, especially thousands of dollars, you're probably going to lose, right? Instead, try Top Step. They give you a 50K demo, 100K demo for the middle one, 150K for the top one. Base one's $50, middle one's $100. No PDT in futures. You can day trade the S&P, NASDAQ, Dow, Russell. You get 0 commission on their native platform, Top Step X, as well. If you pass the test, you get a 50K funded account, 90% split, and you get to keep your first 10K in profit prior to that split kicking in. That's pretty similar to funding your own account. If you fail, you're out $50, so it's the best of both worlds. Limited risk versus funding thousands and losing that. It just makes sense. And again, I'll put it up in chat if you want to help support the channel. No PDT rule. It's a great way to learn when most day traders lose money. You could also test your skill on this, see if you're ready. If you're good enough, you can withdraw, again, 90% split and fund your own account. But they're an affiliate of mine. I'm biased because I get paid by them. So I'm definitely biased because they're a sponsor affiliate of mine. So, but if you want to check it out, link is pinned at the top of the chat. Great way to help support the channel. I genuinely think it's useful. I lost thousands when I first got started, so this is just a better option. Spammers. Not you guys. I don't know. I have a buddy up 200,000 this year trading 0 day to expire options. Yeah, that's incredibly risky though. Like if I make 100K in blackjack, am I a genius or a gambler? And I'm not card counting. Might just be lucky. Might just be good variance eventually in my turn. So just be careful with 0 day to expiry options. John, when is your birthday? Do you want my social as well? What about my mom's maiden name? Just let me know. A lot of people in America are now buying cars with big loans as they prep for prices to go up. Yeah, just the last 4. Gotcha. Okay. Gold at 33.66. Yeah, I'm not one that likes, look, the problem most people is that they finance new cars, and new cars are one of the most depreciating assets you could buy. And so I've never, unless you've got the money to just buy it, even still, buy a used car. It depends on how much money you have, right? But most people should not be financing brand new cars. They just shouldn't be. Now, I maybe make some exceptions if, they're new drivers and they want to be safe or whatever, I guess. But in the end, financing a brand new car is usually a bad decision. Unless you're trying to build credit and you can pay it off with a lump sum after you finance it to build credit history. There's some arguments for it, but most of the time people should not be financing brand new cars. We are essentially sideways. We have not moved at all. We got 30 minutes into the open. All right, guys. So we're still rejecting. We got kind of like a cup and handle pattern. We're kind of sideways, honestly. Bond yield's still heading down some. They're at 4.42%. The M3s are cool. I like M3s. If I had to get a supercar, I was telling somebody about this. Maybe it was you guys. I don't know. I would get like a McLaren, or like, I like Lambos, McLarens. Somebody was like Bugatti. It's like, dude, I'm not buying a Bugatti. You know, only way I'm buying Bugatti is if I'm Jeff Bezos. Like, I know some influencers like finance Bugattis. It's got to be the dumbest thing you can do. Like, financing a Bugatti is just, I mean, you know, you scrape a freaking speed bump, 200,000, 300,000, 400K. I'm good on that. That's just too, I wouldn't even feel comfortable driving that. I don't care how fast it is, you know. I like JDM too. Like, I had a, I mean, I'm not going to say what I had, but I like JDM. All right, we're at 268. Yeah, I was a big VTEC JDM guy when I was younger. Now a Tesla will beat everything anyway. So I saw a Type R the other day. Like I think it was an American Type R. It was a left side driver. But I saw a Type R, an Integra Type R. It was cool. FedEx stock, for me, it's a no. I don't care how good it looks. But for me, it's a no. Amazon's eating too much of their business. You know. So, for me, no. But again, I don't know. I'm not an investment professional. Again, I'm going to put this up on screen. Can't guarantee anything. Don't copy me. I'm not an investment professional. I'm not liable if you lose. Understand all the stuff on screen. Sometimes I trade and lose off stream. You might not see it. I don't even claim to be a good trader. I don't sell a course. Don't copy me. With that said, though, look at ETH. I appreciate the donation, though. Thanks so much. I eat apples. I got to be honest. I'd rather be honest. And even if, you know, but I'd rather be honest. And I'm not really a big fan of FedEx stock, no. Too niche at this point in time. Look at ETH pop up, though. Definitely top 3 disclaimers. Alright guys, so that's 8 a.m. or it's 9 a.m. right now. So the Amex CEO says platinum card refresh could take up to 2 years. I have a neighbor leases a new sports car every 2 years. I'm not against that though, right? As long as he's wealthy, right? Like if you're wealthy, what are the things the wealthy do? And it makes sense, right? So like say you make millions of dollars a year, okay? Say you make 500,000 a year. And you really like cars, all right, or more than that, or whatever it is, right? Millions, whatever. And you want to drive the newest and best always. Does it make sense to buy the newest and best every 2 years? And then you got to kind of get eaten by the car dealership who's going to give you crappy trade-in value, and they're not really going to give you the right trade-in value. They're going to kind of hit you every single few years. Or is it better to just pay the $20K, lease it for a few years, and always have the newest and best? A lot of people are going to be like, let's just keep it simple. I'll just lease the newest and best every 2 years. You know, get a different car, pick out a different car, drive a bunch of cool supercars, lease them, you know, not worry about it. All right, NASDAQ's finally pushing up a little bit. Let's see if it holds. We are at 275 right now. All right, let's see 275. We're over 275 for a split second. Let's see if it holds. We're getting a push. I mean, I'm kind of neutral on it. SOUN. Vegas. Got a lot of hype and then faded, and now it's up to almost 13. But too swingy for me right now. I know lease are like shamed in pop culture. Like, I don't own it, I lease it, you know. But sometimes lease are the smarter moves. You got to understand, like, within years, your car is going to probably depreciate pretty heavily. And you might have a hard time getting out of it. And, you know, over a 5 to 10 year period, you're going to be sitting on a big loss. I mean, it's not going to matter as much when you can take into account inflation and everything else. But if you finance it, House Speaker Johnson says we should reduce interest rates according to CNBC. NASDAQ's over 275. We've been in this range all morning. Finally broke out of it. Since I started looking at charts, we've been in this range. We're finally out of it now. Let's see if we get up to 288. I mean, we're heading towards highs is what we're heading towards. NASDAQ broke all-time highs early this morning. We own our GLE, your Mercedes. We plan to own it for 12 years or so. I mean, do what you do. I kind of want to buy this 275 level. I guess I'll try it. I think we could also, oh, it rebounded too quickly. I was going to buy it down here at 276, 275. Let's see if we get another shot. Didn't really get a shot to. I mean, I kind of want to, but we jumped in one. It's not a big position here. I should have taken a larger size. Yep. Alright, we're out. Hey, thank you, MC. Appreciate it, brother. Thank you, sir. Ugh, time's going by slow. I didn't get enough sleep. Once the opening bell rings, time typically goes by pretty quickly because I'm doing stuff, but right now time's going by slow. We got University of Michigan consumer sentiment and inflation expectation data at 10 a.m. We did get a bounce there at 275. Is this a bubble? Chat, let me know. The biggest bubble we may have ever seen. Why? Why do you think that? Curious, genuinely curious. Why do you think that? You don't think AI is a justifiable technology? What makes you think the market should be weak right now? Genuine question, not disagreeing, just curious. Many small caps pumped 100%. Yeah, but small caps are insignificant. They don't really mean anything. They're small caps. And the reason I say this is because I think some people just missed out on it. And so they're going to say it's a bubble because they missed out on the runs. And maybe we are in a bubble. I don't know. I really don't. You never know when the market's going to turn down. I think we had a 30% correction a couple months ago, and now we're all the way back up to all-time highs. So, right, AI just getting started 100%. AI is going to have some crazy growth over the next 20 years too. And so that's why I'm skeptical of a bubble. It could happen. Like, we could correct big. But AI is big. It's gonna get better and better and better and better and more widely and widely and widely used. I think this is very self-evident. This is very clear to anybody that understands it. And I think a lot of people missed out on the runs. You know, I think Nvidia up big, MU up big, AMD up big over the last 5 years. A lot of people missed out on it. And so I think like confirmation bias is going to tell them, hey, I didn't miss out on anything. We're just in a bubble. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that, though. I think at the very least AI is that next big technology. And I think that's pretty clear, too. And I'm asking people, like, why are we in a bubble? What justifies this as a bubble? Maybe we are. Again, I'm not disagreeing. You better believe if we are in a bubble when we crash, people are going to be like, see? And I'm not even saying we're not. I don't know. Again, I'm honest. I'm just going to say I don't know. Do you think the Dow is still the most relevant comparison stock, Jack? He said gold to Dow ratio shows stocks are in a bubble. Do you think the Dow is the best stock to compare things to right now? Or do you think it should be more tech heavy, like the NASDAQ? Markets are not attached to reality. Maybe that's true. I don't know. Again, I'm not even disagreeing. I think a lot of this is AI, like AI sympathy. Right, exactly, Clap. I kind of agree with you, but I might be wrong. You never know. I could be wrong for sure. I don't know. Biggest issue with AI companies is companies getting involved in AI that have no business being there. Yeah. In the mail slap scenario, you have short pullbacks today. We're going to experience one of them, and then we continue to march. I don't think... I mean, maybe. Like, maybe. But there's so much variance with intraday movement that, like, anybody that says, hey, we're definitely going to do this today, I got to discount them a little bit. Even if you're right about what you're saying. There's too much variance to know. The market is a predictor of reality. Yeah, kind of. All right, guys, we got 15 minutes into the opening bell. The Chevron CEO on the Hess deal says they will see some job reductions because of the overlap between the two companies. Building permit showed stronger than expected earlier this morning. Give me a follow on x.com @beginnertrades. @beginnertrades. We do this live every single day right here on YouTube. We don't sell a course, don't sell a service, don't even claim to be good. We just kind of give people free stuff and report on breaking news every day. So if you haven't already, we do a really good job of like breaking down economic reports. And so subscribe, hit the notification bell, give me a follow @beginnertrades on other stuff if you want to help support us. Again, House Speaker Johnson did say about 15 minutes ago that we should reduce interest rates on CNBC. John, I was listening to you earlier and I agree with you 100% about buying a new car. Good advice. Yeah, I mean, young people want to be too flashy usually. And I think locking yourself into long-term debt over a wildly depreciating asset, if you're not making enough money to justify it, doesn't make sense. Personally, just doesn't make sense. But it depends on how much money you have, it really does. If you got the money for it, do whatever you want to do, you know? Like, I think if you want to drive supercars and you don't really... All right, so 3M says demand in consumer segment is likely to remain slow due to the subdued U.S. retail environment, end quote. But I think if you want to drive a supercar and you don't have the money for it, or, I mean, let me rephrase. If you want to drive a supercar and you do have the money for it, but you're not like rich, I think the only real way to do it is to buy a supercar with lower miles, drive it for a couple thousand miles, resell it before the price drops. Because once you hit a certain amount of miles on supercars, the price falls very quickly for that car. And so you buy it, you drive it for 3,000-4,000 miles, you sell it for basically what you paid for it, then you buy another one and you do the same thing. And you do that over and over again. And that way you never really get hit with the big price fall, but you're still able to drive a bunch of cool supercars. Like, that's the way to do it, I think. Anyways, we're dipping down. Let's see if we hit 275. I don't really have a target on ETH. I think they're all just going to go up. I'm going to buy this. It's a pretty big drop all of a sudden, though. I'd love to get a stronger bounce, but who knows where this drop is coming from here. It's a big pop up. I don't know what happened here. We lost a little bit in one of our other accounts. I don't know why the NASDAQ just turned all the way back down here, though. I'm trying to look for a reason. Bounce right there at that 200 exponential. See if we fill this back down to the 200 exponential. There we go. This kind of looks weak, to be honest. I don't know why the market's dropping. Let's see if we can figure it out. Nvidia's coming down. Yeah, look at Apple. What's falling, dragging this down? Where's ASML doing? It's kind of sideways. Tesla coming down a little bit. Nvidia is as well. Slower drop though. It's kind of a big flash drop all of a sudden. What a quick drop. This is smooth sounds of jazz in the morning. Smooth sounds of jazz in the morning, guys. Alright, we've dropped a lot all of a sudden. I still don't know why, but let's see if we pop back up some. All right, guys, we got 12 minutes until the market opens. Yeah, we're still fading down a little bit here. We're gonna tap lows. Well, we got ourselves green in all the accounts again, so we got ourselves green. We kind of bought this dip down here. Yeah, remember, we got University of Michigan consumer sentiment inflation expectation data at 10 a.m. All right, so we did pop all the way back up here. Here's the 200 EMA, 268. Effective federal funds rate unchanged from July 17th. Shout out to everybody that reminded me. So for some reason my stream was unlisted this morning. I had to change it. Gold's interesting today. I think it's up a lot. Still, you know, gold's been close to highs for months now. Microsoft. Yeah, AMD and NVIDIA microchips are breaking down. Ooh. Are you guys red or green so far today? We got 8 minutes until the open. Google's up. You think a video will keep pumping? I don't know. I think anytime we're this close to all-time highs, there's a chance. I don't know if it will, though. Flat, green, green, small green, red. All right, so India and the U.S. are reportedly likely to unveil a trade deal next week, according to Reuters, citing sources would include EVs, textiles, and whiskey. Okay. Yeah, that's what I think. I think they're going to announce most of the deals next week. I think that. Like, if you wanted to help the market, that's what you do. You announce it the week prior to the deadline, get people optimistic about it, even if they're small deals or insignificant deals. I don't know if any deals are insignificant, but they're more insignificant. So I think that makes sense. I think that's something that we'll probably see as a lot of deals come out next week. Maybe not. It depends on what you consider a lot. At least a couple. Looks like India. All right, Tesla at 321s. So Tesla moving up a little bit. Nvidia breaking down. Some it's at 173s. All right, we're at 270s. Still in this big range, but small. This last pump was just a big fake out, and then we kind of dipped it back down. I don't know what we're going to do. Opening bells in 6 minutes. I'm trying to just wait. 5 minutes left. Looks like a head and shoulders, but look at this pop up here. This must be the MOO, the market on open. Look at this pop. India and the UK are going to unveil a trade deal next week, reportedly, according to Reuters, would include EV, textiles, and whiskey. Wait. Is it India and the US or India and the UK? The first one said the US. Now it basically is the same thing, but it says the UK. Maybe they're both doing it. I don't freaking know, man. All right, we spiked up a little bit for everything, but 4 minutes left. Yeah, I'm not doing anything right now. We're too close to the bell. We got 4 minutes, less than 4 minutes left. We are pushing up, though, which is good. Let's watch 288. It seems like that's a high, a recent high. Let's see if 275 holds still if we pull back, but I'm not messing with anything. I'm green on the day everywhere. I've traded 3 different accounts, 3 green on all of them now. All funded accounts. And so I'm just kind of sitting tight right now. I got to wait for that first 5 minutes to play out after the opening bell. And with 3.5 minutes left until the open, I'm just not messing with anything. I don't think that makes sense. I'm just going to let things settle. Yeah, we got Michigan consumer sentiment data. 3 minutes left until the open. All right, guys. Yeah, what's up, Tiny? Hey, good luck. I told you don't short yet. Wait, then short. Yeah, but no offense, but you're just some random guy in the chat. I'm not doing anything right now. And again, I'm green on every account I've traded. I'm just kind of sitting. I mean, this looks bullish, but the market pushing up right before the open. Let's see if there's any news. All right, big spike. Something must have just happened. This is some type of fundamental release. Unless it's the open market on open volume. Something just happened. Let's see if we can figure it out. Yeah, I'm looking here, chat. I'm looking. Chevron CEO speaking. Could be the market on open data. Could be the NDA US deal. Could be a lot of different things. All right, so there's the dip. See if that 288 level that we have on the chart holds. Yeah, I don't know what happened. It's probably some news that will get coming out soon, but it could just be the market on open volume as well. We got 30 seconds left here, chat, so just be careful. Yeah, I don't see anything either. All right, here's the opening bell, guys. Good luck. Ouch, that hurts. Sorry, chat. All right, so now we're pulling back some here. Let's watch Nvidia, let's watch Tesla, Apple, Netflix. I mean, this looks weak, but you never know if it's going to hold. This is the opening bell. Tesla shooting up, 323s. Chevron CEO states the current administration regards U.S. energy as a valuable resource. Yeah, I mean, we're kind of choppy right now. I gotta wait. I'm not gonna trade the first couple minutes. Apple's down a little bit. Nvidia's flat. Tesla's up. The 275 level right here is holding though. right, remember, we got Michigan consumer sentiment data coming out soon, too. I don't want to buy this 288 level, but we're only 2 minutes into the day, or I would buy this right here. Look at Tesla. I might regret not buying it right now. It's just too close to the bell, but I think we're going to go up. But I might be wrong. Don't copy me. You never know, though, this close to the bell, to be completely real. Should have bought it, you know. It's all right. Too close to the bell. I got to stick to my rules. All right, chat. I'm sitting here waiting for stuff to happen, but now we're only 4 minutes after the bell, so I can technically trade now, but I might just wait and try to get some good stuff going on. All right, chat, almost here. Rejected exactly at this 309 level we have on our chart. Tesla pushing up, Nvidia's going down though. I could buy the dip and look to attack chop here, but I'll wait. If we bounce exactly at my level, I might be a little mad. And we just did. We're too close to the open here though, chat, but levels are holding. That's nice. Now we're under it, so maybe a good thing I didn't buy it. I was gonna think about buying it again, but it's too late now. We're very sideways, honestly. But it's a big pullback here. I'm gonna buy this dip, 3 contracts. See if we bounce up a little bit. Nothing. I'm gonna have to start cutting it. A little bit late for a fill here, but it's alright. It's a big drop all of a sudden. I'm kind of lagging a little bit here though, is the problem. Red action showing up. Looks red though. Gonna wait. We're at the 200 EMA. Apple break it down a little bit here too. I thought I'd be up more than this, dude. I took a couple trades to fills. Still testing that 200 EMA. Nvidia looks like it's gonna bounce though, so let's see if we can maybe jump in something here. We'll jump in one. Add down to it a little bit. See if we retrace back up quick. If not, we'll cut it and just figure it out. This kind of looks weak. Yeah, we're kind of flat right now. I'll liquidate some of it though just to protect it since it's small. And we break this low, we'll cut this again. So a little small loss, but Nvidia looked like it was going to make a test for these highs up here at 174.50, but now it's starting to look weak. So I'll short if we get some better stuff here. Yeah, this looks weak. We do have Michigan data coming out live. Here's a 200 EMA. Market's just whippy right now. Y'all just be careful. We're right at that 275 level. We'll see if that holds, breaks us down. Nvidia still looks weak here though. See what happens with Tesla. Alright, we got 20 minutes before the University of Michigan data drops. Nvidia is right at the lows of the day. Or not the lows of the day, maybe the lows of like pre. But still, lows of something. Market's just choppy, guys. Just be careful. We did good in pre-market. We're not doing as good at the open, but that's how it goes sometimes, I think. See what Nvidia does. I think Nvidia is going to influence this a lot. Some red showing up. It is Friday, so just be careful. Michigan data in 18 minutes. You see what NVIDIA does? NVIDIA's consolidating towards the bottom of the range. The problem is Tesla's ripping up here. But we're kind of back and forth. Like, we're going up and down and up and down. Not really getting any big, easy momentum here. So just be careful. Market's slow. We still got 18 minutes left until Michigan data. So we'll see if that moves anything. A lot of it depends on what NVIDIA does here, I think, right now. Tesla pushing up close to highs, but we haven't really moved. There goes Apple. Apple's flushing down. That's good. It's dragging the market down a little bit at least. We're just not holding down here. That's what we're not doing. Very sideways. Starting to see some rebounds in the video though. Might short into this little pop once. So we get some breakdowns here. There we go. Took half off. Not really a lot of profit though, but. Short again. There we go. All right, we're out. We're so sideways here. Is the market waiting for the Michigan data? I can't tell. Like, I really can't tell. See what the chat's doing. Why should we be careful on Friday? Well, the market's not really doing anything. It's going up and down and up and down. I'm running on no sleep too. So, I mean, There's 288s. We tapped that 288 level. Very nice. All right, Atlanta Fed GDP now showed up at 2.4% versus previous 2.4%. Why would it show up now? It's not supposed to come out this morning. Must have released it early. Why would the Atlanta Fed GDP now show up? 13 minutes until Michigan consumer data. Tesla's creeping up over around recent highs. The range is the only thing that really has an edge this morning, I think. Market's just moving in a range. Oh, sorry, I disappeared the mic. All right, so now we're starting to rip. Yeah, just be careful, guys. It's Friday. But again, Atlanta Fed GDP 2.4%, 2.4%. We're kind of just moving sideways in a range right now. Looks like we want to go higher. But when you think you were going to go up, market just turns the other way and vice versa. So it's a very Friday day. 11 minutes until the University of Michigan data comes out. Again, check out Top Step if you haven't already. There's no PDT rule. Most day traders lose money. I don't even claim to be a good trader, but it's a good way to learn how to day trade because you can get started for $50, $100. No PDT in futures. You can day trade the S&P, NASDAQ, Dow, Russell, gold, some currencies. Patterns are very similar to day trading stocks anyway. No PDT rule. If you get started for $50, you can get a 50K funded account with a 90% split pretty quickly. No PDT rule. Just a good way to learn when most day traders lose money. So if you want to check it out, I'll put the link up. Great way. Helps support the channel. It's also pinned to the top of the chat as well. I'll put it up in the description again. They're an affiliate or sponsor of mine. I'm biased because I get paid by them. So, but if you want to check it out, here's the link. Great way to help support the channel. Feels like the market's not really doing anything either. Tesla's right at highs. All right, guys, 8 minutes. What just happened? What was that? Like a freaking quick spam sell order showed up and just hit 250 and then dumped down. What was that? That was weird. Did anybody see that? Alright, let me check. Hold on. Coinbase reaches all-time highs. If that wasn't a market maker squeeze, I don't know what was. I don't really see any news to make this move happen either. I mean, I don't see anything drop here. Strange. Yeah, I don't know what. Yeah, August is usually not a good month. We bounced right at that 250 level we have on our chart, though. Seven minutes, chat. Negative GDP, I don't know. Yeah, playing against the machine, I think that makes sense. All right, guys, Michigan data, 6 minutes. Are you bullish or bearish on this data coming out? Maybe somebody knew something. I don't know, but this is the range today. We broke all-time highs early this morning, but now we're kind of sideways and neutral. Tesla's been ripping up all morning, though. It's at 328.50s. All right, guys, 5 minutes. Google got a upgrade, I think. Maybe. Let me see. Coinbase reached all-time highs for the first time in a long time. 437. 437 for Coinbase. All right, 4 minutes. Lugal, the GOAT company. Yeah, I like that movie too. CoreWeave. All right, 3.5 minutes here, chat. Oof. Again, check out Top Step if you want to help support the channel. Good way to learn day trading. Instead of risking tens of thousands of dollars trying to look cool day trading stocks, you're probably going to lose day trading. It makes more sense to try this. $50 a month for the base one. You pass it, 90% split, 50K funded account. It makes sense. Try it. I'm sponsored by them. I'm biased. Correction will be at least 200 points on the S&P, and then we'll continue March top again, maybe. I'm trying to listen to this song. What are they saying? Somebody help me get over it. Somebody help me get over that big liquidity grab we just had at 250. Michigan consumer sentiment data, less than 3 minutes. Yeah, look at weak right now. 250 is the level though. All right. Consumer sentiment data. 2.5 minutes. And then I'm gonna go get my beauty rest. You know, it's hard to look this good, guys. All right. Communications lag, Netflix week, Waller, Taos, July cut. Yeah, I don't think we're cutting in July. All right, we just bounced off at 250 again. 2 minutes left. Yeah. We'll see what the data shows up as. Subscribe, hit the notification bell. We appreciate it. September cut is more likely. Yeah, I mean, September cut almost 60% likelihood at this point in time. I don't think we're going to cut in July. I've been saying that. We don't have any data that would influence us leading into the cut decision or the rate decision. We got some earnings, but no data comes out prior to that. Actually, I'm wrong. Like, the only data we have comes out right before it. So, yeah. All right. Last time, 1 year inflation expectations were 5%. 5-year inflation expectations were 4%. Now, this is the prelim data today, right? So in 1 minute, we get the prelim University of Michigan data. We did bounce at 250. All right, guys, we got 45 seconds. Hit the live button next to the play button. Subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Market's looking weaker. I'm red today on most things, I think. And that's okay. I'm running on like 4 hours of sleep, so I can't be too upset about being red today. All right. We got 20 seconds left. Hit the live button next to the play button. Consumer sentiment expected at 61.4 for July. 61.4. Last time was 60.7. 5-year inflation expectations 4%. Last time 1 year 5%. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let's see if it moves markets. All right, here's the report. All right, consumer sentiment 61.8, stronger than expected. 61.8. 1 year inflation expectations higher than expected, or lower than last time at 4.4% for 1 year, 3.6% for 5 years. So better inflation expectations and higher consumer sentiment data just showed up in markets. It did move markets. Look at this bounce here on this consumer sentiment data and inflation expectation data. So lower inflation expectations. Again, 1 year inflation expectations showed up 4.4. Last time was 5. 5 years showed up at 3.6% versus 4% last time. Consumer sentiment 61.8 versus 61.4, slightly stronger than expected. We'll put this up on chat. I'll put all of this data up on chat. Yeah, bear with me. What else we got? Yeah. All right, so here's most of the data right here. Right there in chat, you can see it. All right, guys, listen, I'm getting out of here. I love you all. Have a great day. Check out Top Step if you want to help support your boy here on the channel. Market slightly reacted positively to this. I need some sleep. I'm going to go get some sleep. Y'all be good. I'll be back next week. We got Jerome Powell speaking. We got all kind of stuff happening. Y'all be safe. I'll see you guys next week. Be good this weekend. Have a great day. Not an investment professional. Don't copy me. I have no idea what I'm talking about. Sometimes I trade and lose off stream. You might not see it. Y'all be good. Have a great day.